So I already did a reading on the Terry, but I didn't release it because I was in energy, and I wanted to redo it because I felt like I could do it better if I redo it. But what I got from that reading is that Neytiri came back for Solar. Neytiri and Solar has been talking for a minute, like just online, and I really felt like Solar was selling Neytiri like a dream, telling Neytiri that he's ready to go. And deep down inside, I do feel like Solar is ready to go. Solar is ready to leave. He's not happy. He kind of want to be his own man now. So, but he's scared. He's scared. Also, I feel like there was a discussion between Solar and Eligio that Neytiri don't know about, but she gonna find out. She's going to find out eventually. I feel like it's because Eligio is gonna tell her. He already playing like psychological mind games with them to try to create a divide. So, look, I'm just for to reveal all his strategies. So if she do watch this, then she know what to look for. Okay, one of his strategies is to get on Team Zoca. He's trying to get into Zoca mind so Zoca could be more reactive to Neytiri. I was having a visual of Zoca jumping Neytiri, so yeah. One thing I did mention in that reading is that Neytiri shouldn't have went back. Like she think that she could save Solar, but it's not even supposed to work like that. He can only save himself. And even if he did leave with her, it's gonna take him a while to be what she deserve. Like be a good partner to anybody. To be able to have a healthy relationship, it's gonna take a minute. He needs some help. Like when he start to process all the abuse that he went through, um, it's not gonna be a pretty transition. So unless Neytiri is willing to baby him, then she ain't gonna be happy. And I don't think Neytiri is in the space to baby anybody because she needs some healing herself. Because before she went to carbonation, her spirit told her on multiple occasions not to do this, not to do this, and she ignored it. So now this is going to be a karmic lesson for her, and it is what it is. So he also would try to like guilt trip, I believe like Solar and stuff like that, because what people have to know about Eligio that he's very intuitive, very very intuitive. He weaponizes it. He doesn't use it for good. He uses it to manipulate and control people. Like I feel like Solar been talking to Neytiri online for a minute, and hmm, I'm seeing something, but I ain't gonna tell that. But and Eligio can like feel the difference in Solar, and he kind of like manipulated Solar to get information out of him. And I feel like the conversation was on the basis of like, yeah, she thinks she coming here to change your mind, but we gonna change her mind. Or I do feel like also Eligio has plans to embarrass Neytiri. And also he's crushing on Neytiri. He crushing on her hard because he already been trying to break her. And when I say break her, I mean like trying to get in her pants. He wants some of that just to say that he had it, just to, you know, embarrass her, pretty much. Just to prove that he's better than Solar, because his ego is really bruised. Because before she came, he really felt like Neytiri was coming for him. But no, she really wants Solar, and that's kind of effing with him. So before he finished out his plans of divide and conquer, he before Neytiri leaves, because everybody feels like she only gonna be there momentarily. Nobody feels like she's gonna stick around. Um, he want to embarrass her. She shouldn't have went back. She shouldn't have put herself in that environment for, I guess, the name of love. Because if Solar really cared about her and loved her, he wouldn't even had told her to come back. So, what else? Alright, so the rest of it, I'm gonna get into the cards. Now, Zoca feelings. Zoca is not normal no more. She's like lost somewhere. She like somewhere else. Zoca is just playing whatever role that she think that she need to be playing at the time. She don't have her own identity, her own personality. She don't have her own mind. She shut down. So she just acting whatever we see out of Zoca. Eligio had manipulated that. Cause like Eligio's like in her ear telling her like, I understand if you upset, like I'll be upset too, stuff like that. Trying to get her to react. Another thing is that Eligio is really glad Neytiri came back. Like he low key laughing at her. Like sometimes he just sit around her and start laughing because he feel like he's um within an inside joke. And he is. There's something between him and Solar, a discussion before Neytiri came back. And there's some type of plans. Like I feel like Solar even may have threw Neytiri under the bus. Like, oh, she thinks she coming here for me, but I know what she really want. And da da da. Some foolishness. Foolishness. But deep down inside, he really do got feelings for her. Deep down inside, he wants to leave. He just too much of a coward to leave on his own. So he drug Neytiri back there just so she could be like um his hero or some shit like that. Cause he need the strength and the confidence to leave. And that's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous, but it is what it is. It's not ridiculous, not in the form of him needing help, but everything else, because he's feeling the worst out of everybody, Solar, because he's not being his real self. He's telling Neytiri one thing, telling Eligio another thing, telling Zoca another thing. He really don't even really care about Zoca. He don't care about Zoca. It's almost like she's a non-factor to him. He don't. He has like a lack of respect for Zoca because she's checked out. She's checked out. So let's get into Neytiri, how she's feeling now. How is she feeling now? Yeah, man, like I don't even think that she planned on staying long. Like her and Eligio knows. Eligio knows, but hmm, Solar didn't want to tell him, but he was afraid and he was manipulated and he was snuffed out because Eligio has powerful intuition and he has an open solar plexus. So the way that people is feeling around him, he could really feel that, especially if that person has a defined solar plexus, which I don't know what solar human design look like. So Neytiri's already feeling stressed out, but she feel like she's on this mission. She really do feel like she's in love with Solar and that they should run off together and be happy or whatever. But I'm starting to see her and Solar. I feel like Solar may even be trying to avoid her. Like when they get together, they don't sit together for too long and stuff like that, or he make excuses to go somewhere else, or there's being some type of game being played with Eligio, and she's feeling stressed out. So I'm asking how she feel about Solar specifically, and I got the waiting game and stand your ground in reverse. She ready for Solar to do what he said he was going to do, but he's not doing it. He's stalling, and it's frustrating her. So let's see how she feel about Eligio specifically. Mm. Okay, so another thing that I was getting in the last reading is that Eligio is gonna be trying real hard to make her feel special, like wine and dine her, and just cause he wants to divide and conquer. That's what he wants to do. So he might even tell her that he love her. He might even tell her that he think that Neytiri is the one for him. He really laying it on thick. I mean thick. Child. And we're gonna get into that because he really feeling like mischievous. Like he's so entertained by this. He got plans. He got plans, and I really suggest that Neytiri like leave like now. Like fuck all the games. Fuck all the games. Like she need to be like, look, Sola, I'm about to leave. You coming or not? What you gonna do? Oh you don't know? Oh okay. All right then. Call me when you find out. Cause the longer she stay, the worse it's gonna get. Like right now, it's pretty good for her because Eligio is trying to make her feel like Neytiri and him belong together. But it's just a game. It's just a game for him. He don't really have strong feelings. If she was to go back with Eligio, after some time, he's going to throw her under the bus because regardless, he wants to embarrass her at the end of the day. This is fun to him though. He feel really giddy about her coming back. I feel like before he was starting to get bored with the same old things. So he wanted some drama, some excitement, something different. He wanted it. Alright, so how is she feeling about Zoca? In the last reading, oof, I dropped the cards, y'all. In the last reading, Zoca was kind of like a non-factor because Neytiri feels like Zoca is in love with Eligio. She don't even want Solar. That's how Neytiri feels. So she's like, Zoca, why you even acting like this? Like, cause I feel like Zoca is giving her like attitude and stuff like that, but it's like Zoca, um, yeah, like Zoca acts kind of erotic because she's in a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. She don't even want to touch her spirit. She don't even want to connect with her spirit because the amount of pain that is in it that she would have to deal with. So she allowing herself to be controlled. It's like she's zoned out. She's not the same. Zoca haven't been the same for a minute. Um, that was back when I was doing the blogs. There was something, some type of trauma that happened to Zoca between Eligio and her that started to make her a little crazy. And that's when she was a little crazy. Now she's, I don't even want to say crazy, but she's checked out. She's checked out. Alright. See, I'm getting like the same cards. The Emperor. So she feels like um she feel like how I'm just talking about. She feel like Zoca don't have no sense of self, that she's really want to be with Eligio. And the reason why Zoca is holding on to hope is because she just acting in a way that she think that Eligio want her to act. Mm. I feel like Neytiri may know how to fight. So if I was Zoca, I might second guess that. I might reconsider that. Cause Neytiri probably got some hands. I feel like she definitely more steady on her feet. Ooh, child. Neytiri might beat Zoka ass and humble her ass because hopefully she knocks some sense in her. Like hopefully she Zoka get back her whole mind, her whole spirit, her whole soul, her whole purpose. Hopefully she knocked that back into Zoka, okay? But it's over like Zoka energy is like chaotic. No, it ain't. No, it's not. It's not chaotic. It's almost like non-existent. Her mind is chaotic. Her spirit is like being in a void. Mm, it's sad, but it is what it is. So yeah, she feeling very disappointed right now. Neytiri altogether, like she wishing that she listened to her intuition because her intuition told her as not to go there, and she did it anyways. And spirit told her like, don't you go there, and she did it anyways. All right, let's get into Solar. So I'm getting to Solar feelings. He felt like Neytiri is his Queen of Cups. He really do got feelings for her, and to be, mm. But this card came out last night when I was doing the reading before. This Two of Pentacles. I don't want to choose. I want my cake and eat it too. I keep my double eyes separate. Um, I feel like he want to try to convince Neytiri to stay, and they could stay there and be together and have like this life together. It's he's scared. He's scared to leave. Um, but I do feel like he's gonna try to convince her to stay. It's not. It's it's not that he's scared to leave. It's like he's scared to disappoint Eligio. That hole that Eligio has on him runs very deep because he kind of see Eligio as a father figure, even though he's like the worst father to have. But it's like a part of him has woken up to the fact that Eligio is not a good person. But it's like he do love Eligio. Love him like Eligio was his daddy. A trifling ass, no good daddy. So how that Solar feeling right now? So I'm using my On the Mind tarot. I'm feeling really good right now, y'all. So I might be doing a lot of readings. So I already did a reading on T.I. and Tiny. I will be releasing that soon. That was, it was intense. I cried. Alright, so I'm getting into Solar feelings right now. I am afraid of losing you. He is attached to Neytiri. I can't even front. Oh, look at this, y'all. I lied to you and afraid to tell you the truth. You have opened me up in ways that I thought I couldn't. At the bottom of the deck, I need more spiritual support. I'm going to get a few more. These are my index cards. I might make these into actual cards. How can I make this right? He like nervous because he don't want to lose her. He don't want to disappoint her. And he also second guessing himself. Like he knew what he wanted to do. He know what his soul is calling him to do. But he's afraid to follow that. He's afraid that he need to stand up for himself. He's stressed out because he being a coward. Because he too scared to stand up for himself. So he's stressed out. And he want to like be passive about it. He want to like just smooth everything over. He want his cake and eat it too. Like, he want Neytiri to stay so he don't upset Eligio, but deep down inside, he know that's stupid because he know that Eligio is gonna always be trying to get into Neytiri pants, and he know that's gonna hurt him. Or maybe he's in denial about it. Like, he know that, but he don't want that to be the truth. He don't want that to be what it is. So, alright, so let's get into how he feeling about Neytiri specifically. Spiritual union and material harvest, but it's reverse. He do feel like they spiritually connected. Spirit is showing me a reading that I did in the past. I don't know if it was on my blog or what, but I remember mentioning that they do have a spiritual connection. It's not just in their heads or in the Terry head. Um, yeah, it is deep feelings there. It really is. Okay, let's see how he feeling about Eligio right now. How he feeling about Eligio? Right now, I'm using my, well, they're not my cards, but cards that I purchased. The Psychic Tarot by John Howland. Okay, so how he feeling about Eligio? Um, what this is in a regular tarot. Eight of Wands reverse. So he feeling like Eligio is stalling the energy. He do see Eligio as somebody that is getting in between him and Neytiri. Spiritual strength reverse. He oof, and conflict and defeat reverse. Yeah. To him internally, this is like a spiritual battle, and he really do feel burdened by this. Mm. I also feel like Eligio is like in his head. Like in his head, really trying to manipulate him and even turn him against Neytiri. But this is a spiritual connection. So he also concerned about finances. How he gonna take care of himself and how he gonna take care of Neytiri. Like he worry about that. And it makes him feel insecure. And it's something that Eligio keep reminding him, like, you don't know how to take care of yourself. Like, you can't make as much money without me, or you can't succeed without me. You can't do this, da da da. He need to look at some of the people who had left and created good lives for themselves. I'm thinking about the dude with the gap or whatever, so he could get some type of inspiration. So if Neytiri listen to this, inspire him. Inspire him, but it's gonna take them to be bold. All this like undercover type shit, like nah, it need to be put out in the table and dealt with. How he feeling about, how Solar feeling about Zoca? Okay, so let me see. I'm trying to find the best way to explain this. He feel like if Zoka was still in tune with her spirit, that there could be love between them. But he feel like that's kind of like dead now. But there was a time before, like when Zoka was more of herself, that he did feel like he loved her. So that's why this memories of love is coming up, because he remember a older version of Zoka that he loved, but he feel like she's gone now. Sometimes he feel conflicted about it. I'm gonna get some more cards. How he feel about Zoka? It's something about him that kind of want to keep Zoka, and I believe it's his ego. Like, he just liked the whole idea of having two wives. It just boosts his confidence a little bit. So, and it might be one of the reasons why it's not that he still loves Zoka, it's the fact that if I stay here, like I could have two wives, and you know, it's like he falling back on the conditioning that and this was really strategic. I feel like Eligio did this on purpose. I feel like it's one of the reasons why he even put Zoka back with Solar. I actually felt like he did that after he learned that Neytiri was coming back. It was a strategic move, and if Neytiri is, she need to point this out. She need to point this out to Solar. Maybe it would help. Like, I think she should just leave, and I don't think that she want the baggage that Solar is going to be, because he going to be baggage. He is broken, and he gonna need to heal. So, and that's gonna be some stressful shit. So, but I feel like he's getting caught up in the games. Solar is. He getting caught up in the games. He getting caught up in, like, he falling for the games that Eligio is playing. But his spirit though, Solar is going through something, not just him, but we all are in our own little way, going through a major spiritual shift right now. And mm, his spirit is kind of like screaming at him, screaming for him to leave. But his mental is being manipulated by Eligio. I also feeling like Zoka is being like hyper sexual right now. It's childish. It's like she low key trying to compete. Um, she don't really want Solar. She don't really want Solar. Let's go ahead and get into Zoka feelings and emotions and intentions and all of that. Alright, so I'm getting into Zoca overall feelings. Let me read the cards. This is from my On the Mind Tarot. But let me read them and then break them down. So I got the Nine of Wands. Can I trust them? What are their intentions? The Hangman reverse. I'm waiting on a sign. I'm waiting on my prayers to be answered. I'm waiting while time keeps moving. Ten of Cups. I feel at home with you, like you understand me at a soul level. Thank you for existing. And then the Judgment reverse. Judgment card. Should I follow my calling or do what will make everyone happy? So, she feeling like she can't trust Neytiri. But it's on a level of I don't trust the reason why she came back. I mean, which is obvious. Like, it's obvious that she came back for Solar and, she want to leave with Solar. I mean, I feel like Zoca might be out the loop, but Eligio and Solar are not. But yeah, I do feel like Zoca is out the loop with some things and she being told like half truths or whatever. She kind of think that, or she being told that Neytiri came back to be a part of the group or something like that. But yeah, she don't want Solar, or she didn't want him, but she want him now. All because of this competition. I don't know why women do that. Okay, let's get some specific. So who she feel about whoever. Let's start with Neytiri. How is Zoca feeling about Neytiri? Hold on. Alright, so I had a knock at the door, but yeah, I believe these the cards about how she feel about Neytiri. So with this passion ignited card, I feel like that's Zoca being like very hyper sexual right now. Like really all up on Solar. Um like she competing because she feels the connection between her Neytiri and Solar. And she also she in communication with Eligio a lot. And Eligio putting like a lot of thoughts and ideas in her head that is controlling her actions. Alright, so how do she feels about Solar? like Zoca can kind of read Solar. She know him pretty good. She know that it's things that he's not telling her with his throat chakra reverse. And I feel like he may even be refusing sex with her some of the time because it's like she almost want it all the time because she think that what he want. She think that what all men want, but he's deep in his emotions. So she feel like he's disconnected from everybody. Not just her, but he disconnected from the group. And I also feel like she's in his ear about, like, I'm even seeing her say to him, like, I know you want to leave, but look at what we have here. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then at the bottom of the deck is the Emperor Authority. So Eligio got a lot of play in this. Like Eligio is very much so in Zoca ear. So how do Zoca feel about Eligio? How does she feel about Eligio? Zoka feel like she has to sacrifice her relationship with Eligio right now to be, I guess, on this spiritual mission to try to get Solar to stay and be a part of the family or whatever. I feel like they actually had this conversation, her and Eligio, like, I know that you want to be with me and I want to be with you, which is a lie, but he plays on their emotions like that. Um, but Solar is being led astray, and we love him. We need to pull him back in as a family, something like that. Which is all bullshit, but because the reality is that Eligio is bored. He want to play some mind games. He want to embarrass people. He want his ego to be stroked. He want to feel like he's winning because he's so insecure. Every little thing makes him insecure. So the fact that Neytiri came back for Solar makes him super insecure. She really felt like obsessed in love with Eligio. Even coming up as addictions. I have an addiction. I love you more than I show. Oh, this is just sex for me. That's Eligio feelings towards her. I am obsessed with you and I want to please you in every way. I believe she's telling, not even telling, but maybe even showing, like, there's something about the sex part. I feel like Eligio even telling Zoca, like, make sure you have like a lot of sex with Solar because that would help to bind y'all together or get your relationship back on track. He do that quite often. I'm seeing it's not just with Solar and Zoca, but with the other couples. Like he direct them to have sex. sometimes he do it because he feel like that would keep the man emotionally stable. So they won't like turn against him. He really treat the women like property. Like, oh, you frustrated? You must just be horny. Let me give you Zoca for a little while. You can have her for a little while. I'm gonna let you borrow her or whatever. Do what you want with her. You know, play out your sexual fantasies on her. And sometimes the men really go to the extreme. Like they use these women as like their own sex dolls because in their mind, oh, I'm only gonna have her for a short time, so I might as well do her in every way possible before I have to give her back. Man, ugh, it's disgusting, but that's what it is. All right, so let's get into Eligio feelings and intentions. Alright, so I did pull this Ace of Cups last night when I was tapping into Eligio. It's because he has a crush on Neytiri, and he's showing that in every way possible. And with this Six of Pentacles, I'm feeling charitable today. I come with gifts. Like he really trying to like impress her. And I feel like he's gonna come out and be like, yo, I think I'm in love with Neytiri. I think that she's the one for me. Some bullshit like that. But if she let him have it, he's gonna use that as ammunition to divide her and Solar and to later embarrass her. Like I feel like he's gonna really try to F up her reputation, what she had left, which she did on her own, because before she went, um, I feel like she was building something, like maybe a business or something like that, something spiritual. And this move that she's doing is going to fuck up her business. And I feel like she even talked to Solar about it. Like, do you know what this would make me look like if I come back and stuff like that? Like, do you know what this would mean to me? Do you know the sacrifices that I'm making? So, yeah, he putting in work. He putting in some work to try to impress Neytiri and trying to get her to flip sides. I'm gonna see what is the effects of him doing that. What is effects that it's having on Neytiri? What is the effects he's having on Neytiri? Like how is she responding to it? She's resistant. She's resistant. But it actually kind of excites him more. So, mm. So she's resistant, but if she jump into her ego, I feel like she's going to fall for it if she jump into her ego because she kind of feeling like mm, she kind of feeling like she is like the shit. He kind of gassing her up, and it's like, yeah, you did let a good one get away. Yeah, I am that. Yeah, da 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 da. So he gassing her up, and she taking it, but she really do feel like she's in love with Solar. But it's the fact that Solar is acting like indifferent now, kind of trying to avoid her. She's having a hard time reading him. Because Eligio also trying to right his wrongs by giving explanations to so-called misunderstandings and stuff like that. So he trying to give excuses of why he treated um Velvet the way that he treated her, or why he treated the other women, and how he wouldn't do that to her and stuff like that. So, alright. So, how do he truly feel about Neytiri deep down? Like, behind the mask, spirit, how do he truly feel about Neytiri? Victory and success reverse. Like, this is a competition to him. This is a game. How do he truly feel about her? He's very tempted by her. Like, he's so tempted. And it's only because, oof, Lord. And he kind of feel like he feel like she playing a game with him. That this is really about him. And like he feel like she trying to make him jealous and stuff like that. He might even spoke on it. How do he truly feel about Neytiri? Like, you don't really want Solar, you want me, but you just acting like that because you want to make me jealous. You want me to chase you. Shit like that. Do you feel the same? He really laying it on thick. I need more fun and passion. And you are who you say you are. Nobody compares to you. This is what he telling her. Asking her, like, he might even told her, like, I think we soulmates. Like, I think we supposed to be together. And you know, Eligio is a bit delusional. So a part of him is like he really do want her, but it's like on some immature stuff. He don't love her, but he want to be intimate with her. He want to um dominate her. Alright, so how is he feeling about Solar right now? How is Eligio feeling about Solar? He kind of feel like Solar is deceptive. I feel like there's some other type of information that Eligio knows about, but he haven't told Solar and Neytiri that he knows. Like maybe he had even seen the messages between Neytiri and Solar or something like that, and he felt like um Solar is being low key deceptive. Mm. So I do feel like he's going to be very, mm, cause he playing a very strategic game right here. But so I feel like behind the scenes he's in Solar ear, and he at the same time he making Solar feel like guilty, feel like he ain't shit. But I feel like he's not really doing this in front of Neytiri because he's trying to put on a front. But he's talking to them individually, Neytiri, Zoca, and Solar, and putting little seeds in their minds so he could get things to play out like he wanted to be played out. hmm He making sure Solar stays, and he making sure that Solar like bows in front of him, in front of Neytiri and stuff like that. He trying to emasculate him in front of Neytiri. Not as harsh as he would usually, like in his real nigga moments or something like that. But in the background, he like pulls Solar to the side and tell him things and implement things. So how do he feel about Zoca? How do Eligio feel about Zoca? He don't want Zoca. He just using her to play this game or whatever. But he told her like they have a connection and all of that. Like he tell that to her, and he may even like have sex with her sometimes, but there's no connection there. Hmm. He also noticed how different Zoka looked from like the time that she first got there until now. And he also realized her losing her mind. She's not all there. And that makes him even more unattracted to her, but he felt like he could use her for certain things. He felt like he could use her. So I'm gonna wrap it up after. Okay, first I'm gonna ask like, what's the most likely outcome of this, and then wrap it up. Alright, first I asked what is the outcome for Neytiri of this situation. She gonna feel like she has sacrificed a lot. I don't feel like she's gonna stay too long, but she's gonna feel the karma of her not listening to her intuition, and I really feel like it's gonna affect her work. I'm using karma cards, and you read them like the way that you set it up. You kind of read it like a sentence. So I got for the physical sacrifice resulting from the honesty and strength of your work. In the mental confusion regarding your desires regarding what is good for us. So whatever business that she was working on, people's not gonna really trust her judgment anymore because of this. Because I don't really feel like she's gonna get what she thought she was going to get. Uh, so yeah, it's not gonna be too good for her. Let me see, get some more cards. And I feel like she was on a good track. Like something she was doing, I'm not sure what it is, but she was on a good track, and then she kind of stunted her own growth by doing this. She might even go into a depression because of this. And she's gonna receive a lot of backlash. She already has, but it's gonna be even worse because people just don't feel like they could trust her judgment. Child. And it's really disappointing to her spirit guides because they set it up for her to be successful. Like, I don't know if she was like networking with certain people or something like that, but they was setting it up for her to be successful, and she um sacrificed that for this. I'm just over here shaking my head, y'all. So when she leaves, she probably gonna go into like some type of depression, and she gonna feel like she gonna have to start from the bottom and build her way back up again. All right, let's get for solar most likely outcome. Look at this. Reactions resulting from the fluctuations of your actions. So, yeah, a lot of this is kind of riding on what Solar is going to do. And he's really wrapped up in fear right now, but I'm kind of feeling like it could be either or. It could be either or. Because when I was shuffling these karma cards for the houses, two cards flew out. So one of them got the power of love on it, and then the other one got, your actions. So if he decides to stay, there's going to be a consequence for that. Like, if he decides to stay in carbonation, things will get worse for him in that situation. So it's best if he do leave. But even if he do leave, I do feel like it's still gonna have a negative effect on Neytiri. But at least she have the person she love, even though it's gonna be stressful and they probably gonna break up a lot of times or whatever, because he got a lot of healing to do, and so do she. So do she. But it would be a much better outcome. A much better outcome if you do leave. Alright, so let's get some of these other cards. What is the most likely outcome? I do feel like it's either or. Like he's in contemplation mode right now. So, most likely outcome. He really felt like he needs some spiritual support in order to even get through this. I feel like that's the reason why he wanted Neytiri to come to help him with that, to give him the strength to leave. Yeah, he's really blocked up. He like almost stunted in fear because there's a lot of confusion because Eligio is causing it. So, but I'm feeling like it's really either or with him. That's like a work in progress. Alright, so let's see for Eligio and then for Zoca. I do feel an element of surprise, like there's gonna be some more surprises coming out about this situation. Tricks in a Eligio bag. He got a bag of tricks. Look. Hinder agenda, hidden tendencies. Yeah, it's dependent on Solar. It depended on Solar. If Solar was to stay, he's gonna feel successful. Like he gonna feel good about his plan and all these games that he playing. But if Solar decides to leave, I feel like he's gonna throw a fit. So let me read, cause I pulled for the first card in this Karma deck. Let me give you the name of the deck. It's called Karma Cards by Monty Farber. So, two cards came out for the planets. So the first one we got, there will be, actually let's read the physical one. It's a spiritual, mental, and then physical. So benefit resulting from the fluctuations of large institutions or overwhelming events. Let's read the mental one too. Success from communication about hidden tendencies. I really feel like Eligio got some information. So, and I feel like this is if Solar stays. If Solar leaves, the need for control of information to explain your faith. That's the spiritual, mental, and obsession with communications about hidden tendencies. He really gonna throw Solar under the bus. He really gonna make it seem like Solar was some type of snake and he was plotting against Eligio all this time and yada yada yada. So if Solar leave, he gonna have to mentally, emotionally prepare himself for that. On a physical, a power struggle resulting from the fluctuations of large institutions or overwhelming events. So either way, it really is dependent on Solar. Okay, overall, Eligio outcome for Eligio. Now, Neytiri should know that if she do sleep with him, he ain't gonna care if she stay or leave. He just want that notch in his belt. He just want his ego stroke. He just want to prove um something wrong. But if they was to leave together, Neytiri and Solar, he gonna try to demonize both of them. So it really is dependent on Solar. So I don't even know if I want to pull cards for Zoca, but I'm gonna do it. I really do feel like Eligio is gonna try to get Zoca to fight Neytiri. I feel like that's coming. When it comes to the outcome for Zoca, it's split three ways when it came to the planets. She think that Solar is going to stay. So if he leave, it's going to be very shocking and unexpected to her. And not even that, but it could cause a change within her. So I really do hope that he leaves. She is having like anxiety about her position. Like if Solar don't want her and Eligio don't want her, then that's gonna leave her in a position to be auctioned off to one of the other people, one of the other men. And she don't want that. And with this, the drive for the confronting of, I'm reading the planets ones. I feel like there's gonna be some type of altercation between Neytiri and Zoca, but it's gonna be fueled by Eligio and his BS. Okay. What is the conflict that Eligio is causing between Zoca and Neytiri? Let's get some cards on that. Yeah, he making it seem like Neytiri is the one that's causing problems between Zoca and Solar when actuality is Eligio. And he trying to make Zoca remember a time when her and Solar was really in love and stuff like that. Why at the same time making it seem like Solar don't have what it takes to please any woman. So he degrading Solar at the same time. He trying to make it seem like Solar and Zoca is supposed to be together, and him and Neytiri are supposed to be together. He trying to install certain feelings into Zoca, mostly because she's the most vulnerable and easiest to manipulate. That's just gonna cause like unnecessary conflict and confusion. So I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the reading and stay blessed.